Hi, this is Mark. Congratulations. You have found this amazingly awesome show. Chances are you're listening to it right now on whether it's iTunes or Stitcher Radio or some other mobile app that allows you to stream this amazingly awesome show to your ear holes. And I can't stress how awesomely amazing this show really is. But did you know that you can also catch the latest episode of this show on the Tangibound Network? That's right. Go check out tangiboundnetwork.com. You can look them up and you can listen to it right there. It's even mobile friendly. What more could you ask for? Which means you can pull it up on your iPhone or your Android, even your Windows phone. Yeah, who has one of those? But still, point remains, you can do it. You can do it. Check it out, tangiboundnetwork.com. Listen to this show, the latest episode, every time. Check it out.
This is a Danger Entertainment podcast. DangerEntertainment.net. Danger Entertainment Podcast Network.
Salty Language presents The Enthusiast.
Welcome to another Enthusiast, everybody. I'm Brian.
I'm Tony.
And this week, our friend Phillip Corwin is joining us. And we've talked about him various times on the podcast. He has a podcast called MLBeers, which can be found on Twitter at MLBeers Podcast, or he can be found at Philco816 on Twitter. We talk quite a bit of stuff. I wrote down, we talked about his podcast, baseball, beer, new job, Long Island iced teas, peeing, witches, and other stuff that I didn't write down.
Claw hands.
Oh yeah, claw hands. Yeah, it was a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, this is a, we were all over the place, this podcast.
This was a silly one.
A lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, hopefully, everybody enjoys the episode.
Indeed.
So, thanks for joining us, Phillip.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you.
For anyone listening, he's a pal of ours. He's in a beer group with me on Twitter. He's got a podcast called MLBeers, right? Make sure I didn't get that wrong.
Yes, sir.
All right. Him and his lovely wife were responsible for the atrocity that Tony and I had to sit through, movie-wise.
Yeah.
Mostly blame her for that, because she has terrible taste in movies. I was like, so what's one of the most terrible ones you've watched? She was like, this one. I'm like, all right, deal.
She did not lie.
It was the one she enjoyed.
Yeah, God. She just got the kids down for bed, so she is drinking wine and watching Cougar Town. So if that tells you anything of her TV choice.
Fair enough.
I'm assuming, because I'm not a big reality TV guy. I'm assuming Cougar Town isn't a town where cougars are just dragging people into the woods.
I wish.
If so, that sounds awesome.
If so, all of us would be watching it.
Yes.
Yeah.
That would be amazing.
Yeah. That would be great.
Right?
Unfortunately.
Everyone's got to scamper to their cars real quick.
Yeah.
the purge bell.
Yeah.
Exactly.
No, there's cars all around, but they're like various car keys are hanging from tree branches. So you have to get a set of keys and then figure out what car they go to.
Oh, this is like Double Dare.
Yeah.
Excellent. Cats.
And you have cougars.
Yeah.
Yeah. Only going to have about 3 episodes.
Real cougars, and then like actual like women cougars trying to hunt you down.
That's a good
drag
call.
You back to their den.
Yeah, and we can vary the challenges accordingly.
Yeah.
Like trying to get out of a bar while the cougars are hunting you, versus...
Yeah, right at bar close when the get the fuck out lights turn on.
Yep. You mean when it's my time to shine? No.
Cougars do love Brian.
Yeah, it's well documented.
Well documented.
Yeah. Oh, man. So before we get too much into the other stuff, well, actually, never mind. We're talking about this movie. And I appreciate the fact, it was funny because I remember when you told me what the movie was, and I was like, all right, cool, and then I tell Tony what it is, and then I looked it up on Netflix to see what it was, and I just remember, I think I sent you a text that was like, you son of a bitch.
Yes, you did.
But in fairness, we would have done the same thing to you, so that's,
Yeah, it's accurate.
Yeah, we appreciate the game being played correctly,
Exactly. You can't make you guys watch a good movie you've probably seen 10 or 12 times.
Right. Or something we would just enjoy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Like if it was bad in a good way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it wasn't.
Either.
No, it wasn't.
I mean, all will be revealed, this upcoming Thursday when tomorrow.
No, this will come out after that episode.
Oh, God. I'm not braining her well.
It's all right, Tony. It's all right.
So, yeah, the review episode.
Like my mom always said, Tony can't have hair and brains. So.
Got that
right. Wait. Wow.
Oh, man. All right.
So, yeah, make sure, I thanked her on Instagram already, but thanks, make sure that she's thanked for us for putting us through absolute deep hurting for 2 hours. Or an hour and a half, sorry.
All the snaps and Instagrams, I made sure to show her.
Yeah.
Deep hurting. Yeah, that was, I don't really, I still don't have words for it.
And we put plenty of them into an episode, so.
I know, it's just, it's all coming back. I feel like I think I got a little PTSD or whatever.
I would hope not. That'd be terrible.
I know, right?
Mm-hmm.
Feels like I did.
Comedies for Tony just triggers too much.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just got that far away stare in my eye. Thinking about Anna Kendrick and that turd singing to each other.
Like, Tony went to a safe place again.
Yeah, exactly.
He's just rocking back and forth.
The Happy Gilmore, the midget dressed up as a cowboy, chicken laundry, pitchers of beer.
Yep.
There you go.
I'd be okay with that. I mean, that's a good happy place,
It is a good happy place.
If you told me those things existed in the bar you were at, I'd be like, I need to get to that bar now.
Fair enough.
So what can you do? Well, speaking of terrible things, I'm drinking a Miller High Life, the champagne of beers, which for anyone who hasn't heard me say this before, I've always agreed with because I think it tastes like piss. And I hate champagne, so adequate.
Clearly you're a fancy man.
Yeah. Sure.
Do you have the proper little flute glass for it?
No, I should though. You're right. Damn.
You have to let the champagne breathe.
Yeah.
Get
the bubbles nice and aerated.
Yeah. You're right.
You
and like you guys,
cold raspberry into it.
I was going to say, like you guys said earlier, put some strawberries or raspberries in there. Yeah.
Definitely. Exactly.
Ugh. So what are y'all drinking?
Phillip, you're to guess.
Yes. I'm having Logboat Brewing Company's Cowboy Me, which is a black American lager.
Nice. I'm drinking, and it was buried in the back of my fridge. I didn't know I still had one. Right Brains Concrete Dinosaur. It's a brown rye IPA.
Ooh, nice.
Oh.
Delightful.
All right.
So
IPA would be nice and a little spicy.
Yeah, it's quite delicious.
So is it a fossil then? Since it was a dinosaur and buried?
Heyo, kinda. I was just trying to find, my cousin sent me beers from Switzerland and France and shit.
Yeah.
And I can't in good right drink those without my wife.
Okay.
So I was trying to dig from I gotta, and there's a couple beers in there like champagne of beers, Brian, that people have left that I don't want to drink.
Right.
Yeah. So I happened to find this one. I forgot it was even in there. So it kind of made me happy.
Yeah.
So it kind of was like doing a little paleontology for beer.
Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
The sad part for me is that I'm drinking this, and in my house I have All Day IPA and Dirty Bastard. So there's just no excuse for me to be drinking this other than I'm an idiot and forgot to put other beer in my fridge.
The choices you've made have been wrong.
Yeah. Clearly, do not use me as a life coach, at least currently. No
well,
good.
It's like your mom says, you can't have hair and
The student becomes the master.
And
you were the chosen one.
Oh man. So, all right. So on your podcast, Phillip, you guys talk about, baseball and beers, as you should be able to figure out from the name.
The name says it so.
Yeah.
Hopefully you can read a little further into it.
How did you guys, decide that's what you were going to do a podcast on? I mean, I know the baseball reason too, but whatever.
Yeah. Really, we, wanted to try to be a little bit different. I'm sure there's plenty of baseball podcasts out there.
Sure.
And him and I both enjoy craft beer quite a bit. And I know there's plenty of craft beer podcasts out there. So we thought, why the hell not just put them both together?
Works for me.
Well, if it's
Two things.
Stuff you like.
Yeah, I was going to say two things I love.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So it kind of started where the year before he was doing a podcast on his own, and I was helping him, do the stat sheets, Excel, all that good stuff. And then this last year, because this is year 2 of it, I was just like, hey, why don't we just do this together? And they're just like, that makes more sense. So.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's understandable. Makes sense. It's funny. I've seen, I think you've sent, I don't know if you sent it to everyone or just me and Tony or whatever, but before you, podcast, and I've seen like your notes going into it, and it's like, dude, your one sheet of notes is probably more than I wrote for the first 6 months of our podcast. Like going in.
It's pretty accurate.
It's also more necessary,
Yes. Yeah, because I can't remember what we've talked about. We did our 3rd division preview. So that's like 15 teams already.
Right.
And like, I can't remember everyone's batting average for the year. And then we do projected stats for 2018. So I can't remember what everyone was projected. So
right. Yeah.
I could lie and they would probably believe me, but
well, what you do then is you just say you're projecting them. This is what I project them to have, and
yeah, this is true.
Hope it's somewhere near right.
Be the expert.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But that's really just how it started. I played baseball for a long time. He didn't actually play baseball, but he actually worked for the Double-A Springfield Cardinals, the Double-A team of the St. Louis Cardinals.
Right.
So he works for them. He runs their pitch clock and he runs their StatCast.
Oh, cool.
I always thought it was the Springfield Isotopes.
No, that's
Topes.
Nope.
Isotope.
Yep.
That's one of the Astros minor league farm systems.
That's an actual team. It
is.
The Simpsons.
Yeah. It's an actual team.
Yep. Because there was a joke at one point about them moving to Albuquerque and becoming the I can't remember what they were going to become. Didn't they change the team name on The Simpsons when they were going to move them to Albuquerque?
I don't know.
I don't know. They probably took a wrong turn in Albuquerque.
Yeah, that's probably accurate. Now I got to try to spell Albuquerque.
Good luck to you, sir.
Got it. Dude, I've been in spelling bees. I can get this.
My kids bring home spelling tests, and I have to, like, when they spell it out to me, I got to double check. I'm like, okay, yeah, that was right. Sure.
Close enough.
Let me just say it in the Siri.
Yes.
Oh, actually, here you go. It's, it used to be the Albuquerque Dukes, or is, whatever, but it says, the Isotopes was actually what they were going to name it, or they named it. Yeah. Because I'm on Minor League Baseball's website, and it says the official site of the Albuquerque Isotopes.
Nice.
So, there we go.
Yeah. Jerks.
I know.
Sold out.
Simpsons did it.
Yeah. Well, that's actually why they did it, was because of The Simpsons. I think it was, I think they put the team name up for a vote, and people chose Isotopes, if I'm not mistaken.
A lot of minor league teams are doing that now.
Yeah, which I don't blame them. It's something to get the fans involved, which is pretty much all they do anyway, is, try to run gimmicks to get people in. Mm-hmm.
All the time.
Yeah.
So who's Baseball McBaseball face?
Mr. Met.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Thought you were going to stump him, didn't you?
It'd be great if Mr. Met was just an abusive drunk.
That's why Mrs. Met divorced him.
He's all cheerful in the field. Exactly. Comes home, just punches holes in the wall.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if he had to watch the Mets for a lot of those years, he probably was an alcoholic. Yeah, it probably just happened naturally.
And like the 80s, he was probably ex-coke addict.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
That's true.
Him and Strawberry used to go around and hit up, and Doc Gooden used to go hit the bars.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Now he just got the shakes.
Yep.
Mr. Met falling out of a limo is the greatest.
Yeah. I can't wait to see behind the mascot on that.
Yeah, right?
Well, and that big of baseball head, he probably had his own little Coke tray just lined up right there, so he didn't have to do anything.
That's probably true. You're right. Yeah, you know what's funny is I'm thinking of just Mr. Met doing this stuff, not the guy who's inside Mr. Met doing this stuff. It's way funnier to think about the person inside, because you're right, they could just have trays of Coke in front of them.
Yes, exactly. And they're nude.
Yeah, well, of course. How else do you wear a mascot uniform? You know, you got to
True.
feel the character.
How's it
Have you
going to
been in
fulfill
a
your
mascot
dreams of
uniform
jerking off in
before?
a baseball?
Also,
Have either one of you had to ever wear a mascot uniform?
Nope.
No.
Oh, man, in high school, I had to wear the Cat in the Hat mascot suit one time.
Oh, boy.
It was
How'd
awful.
that go? I'd say it sounds terrible.
Well,
Yeah.
Yeah, it was their whole Dr. Seuss Read Across America, and it was my senior year, so I was taking a bunch of bullshit classes, and one of them was cadet
Math.
teaching, I think,
Wow.
where I had to sit in a classroom with a teacher, and they're like, hey, you could do this and go around to like the little kids' school, and they'll love it. I'm like, okay. Got a full day out and got my lunch paid for, and all I had to do was wear a Cat in the Hat costume.
That doesn't sound terrible considering, you know, what you could have been doing, just sitting there staring at a wall or something. At least you could go have some fun with it.
That was cadet teaching. Was literally I just sat there and the teacher taught, and then the teacher would be like, "So, what did you think about that?" I'm like, "Well, it sounded good."
You need little like Olympic cards. 9-5.
Yeah.
I'd just be the Russian judge. 7 points.
Oh, damn. Tough but fair. Oh, man. That's, you know, it's like, I didn't do that, but like the stuff I did was, pretty much any free time I had in my senior year, I was in, the art wing of the school. And I was either in a class, like the one teacher that I was my favorite teacher. His room had like a back room where he just allowed we could just go in there and sit and draw, basically, or paint or whatever, you know, and it was a good size area. And, so I did that for a while, and then I was also a teacher's assistant, which basically meant I went to get the mail, answered the phone, you know.
I did that.
Yeah, so I'd stop by the cafeteria, grab something for lunch, and just go sit in there and do whatever I wanted pretty much until the phone rang. Yeah, it was a waste of time, honestly.
Glory days.
It was where my life peaked, you know?
If my mom knew the classes I took my senior year, she wouldn't question why it took me 6 years to get a bachelor's degree.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. I can't remember. Was it you that's going for another degree? Or is it the same one? Okay.
No, technically I got 2 bachelor's degrees, and then I'm also finishing a master's as well.
That's what it was. Okay. I was like, I could have swore there was something else. Okay.
Yeah. Now, the bachelor's degrees are in history and education, and then the master's is in museum studies.
Ah, right. Sweet.
Beauty.
That way he can open up a beer museum and give tours.
Exactly.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Dig through the back of the fridge.
Yeah.
With
And this
expert
one,
skills.
the Blue Moon, you never drink it.
Yeah, you never go down that path.
Well, every once in a while I do put an orange in my beer, but it's once in a Blue Moon.
Ooh.
Swing and a miss. Damn it. All right, I was going to say I'm cutting that out, but why would I do
The old
that?
citrus in the beer, I've never been shove a lime in your Corona. It's like, hey, fuck off. One, I really don't want a Corona anyway.
Right. Yeah, I was going to say.
Down here, if you order Boulevard Wheat, they try to put a lemon in it all the time.
Yeah. Do you smack it out of her hand?
Yeah.
No.
I keep asking for extra lemons, and then I just squeeze them, and I just throw it back at her.
Okay.
Perfect.
That's fair.
It's like Fuji dust, but lemon juice.
Yeah, exactly. Pocket sand.
Pocket
sand.
sand. That's right. Wow.
Pocket citrus.
Pocket lemon. Yeah, I've never seen anyone do that. That's a good move, though. Like,
Yes.
you know?
I need a bowl of lemons.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, it's not that weird. I mean, our friend Michelle, when we go to the bar, she wants a cup full of limes. So
This is true.
I mean,
she does enjoy a cup full of limes.
Yeah.
She's not there, staring down the bartender and squeezing them into the cup, though, just to put it right back in her eye.
All right, fine. There's that. But...
Which would be entertaining to see because she's super not aggressive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I could see Phillip just sitting there doing it, though.
Just dead-eyed.
Yeah. Never taking your eyes off of them, just squeezing, both hands out, like.
Just shaking fiercely.
Yep.
I like it.
Yeah.
That's what I'll do if anyone comes to my brewery and they ask for like citrus in their beer. But okay, just turn around and just squeeze it right in their face.
That's a good call right there. Yeah.
Agreed.
Or get some sort of industrial strength cleaner that smells like orange and just pour some of that in their beer. Or eyes.
I could probably get some from my dad. He's head of maintenance for some schools back here, so
nice.
He probably has some illegal stuff he's not supposed to have.
Excellent.
Remember what the first video store? What?
He's brought home chemicals. He's like, I'm not technically supposed to use this. Okay.
But I'm gonna.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I've never seen something so clean before. I'm like, oh. He's like, yeah, but don't touch it. I'm like, okay.
In fact, don't breathe these fumes.
In that bottle, it's actually angel blood.
Yeah.
So.
Wow, nice. Like, actually, we have to move. This is now a toxic area. Clean as hell,
contaminated
but
so clean nothing can live here.
Right. Well, it's a clean room. You know how there's like no germs in those. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Or
you see Howie Mandel just in the corner.
Yeah.
Just beating off. He's loving it.
Yeah. In heaven.
Yep.
Just so clean.
Finally. Starts doing the worm.
Okay.
Accurate.
I don't know.
I can see Howie doing the worm.
All right. That's weird.
Maybe not. Maybe it's just my dreams.
Yeah, I think it's just you're the only one dreaming of Howie Mandel, I think. I mean, Phillip, I don't want to speak for you, but I'm assuming that.
If he has a couple briefcases with money, I might dream of him.
Okay, I'll give you that. Yeah, I would too.
Fair enough.
Yeah. It's like, come over here and sensually open these cases. Be like, okay, I mean, what are you going to do?
Like that scene from American Beauty, but Howie Mandel and money instead of rose petals.
Yep.
It's just case 69 right in front of him, and he's just naked.
Of course, it's case 69.
Right, of course, yeah.
Wink. Want to come open this case?
Yeah.
Wink, wink.
Just glory hold out.
Oh, boy. Yeah. Well, naturally, yeah.
Because, he's not shaking any hands.
Right.
Goddamn.
No hand.
I'm going to take this to a different place here. Because I'm just picturing how he does the hand bump thing because he won't shake hands because, whatever. And which is weird because, the outside of your hands can have germs on them too. But anyway.
For sure. Especially with the amount of fisting he does.
Well, that's what I was going to say actually is it's like, he's with a lady friend or something and, instead of slipping her the digits, is he going full fist? Like, is he fist bumping downstairs? Because that seems aggressive.
You've seen Bobby's World.
What does Bobby's World have to do with this?
It's got to be. It was so fun and playful. There's got to be an aggressive side.
Oh, okay.
Other side of the coin.
Okay. Now I get where you're going. All right. I was like, wow, I didn't know that show was about fisting.
It's actually about fisting.
Yeah. Huh.
You didn't read between the lines.
No. I was too young at the time. I was innocent and carefree.
Oh, fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
I can pretend if I know what Bobby's World is, right?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you were probably like 2 at the time.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
It's now I got to know. Talk amongst yourselves.
Well, I was looking it up. Yeah.
Yeah.
I already have IMDb open here.
There you go. It ran from 1990 to 1998.
Mm-hmm.
It was Howie Mandel's cartoon.
I was 0 to 8.
0 to 8.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, man. I feel like we're just those two old guys sitting on the front porch, Brian.
Yeah.
Well, in my day,
Yeah.
we had cartoons about fisting. Like, what? Grandpa?
Boy. Let's not bring Dirty Grandpa to this.
Someone get his meds into him.
And not the blue one.
Yeah. Aggressively rolls after the nurses.
Yeah. But it's like
Controlling ramming speed.
Oh, boy. Wow. All right. So,
it's only Wednesday, guys.
wow. Yeah. Ooh.
Now,
Man. I don't remember where I was going to go next.
I don't know either.
So, here we go. You're going to be working closely with beer coming up here, right?
Yes. Yes, I am.
What's going to be going on with that?
Technically, it'll be officially announced next week.
Okay.
But I'll be working as a brand ambassador for East 40 Brewing Company in Blue Springs, Missouri. And we will open, right now the plan is to open in May, but depending on how construction, how things go.
Sure.
But soft date right now is May.
Nice.
That's awesome. Are these guys or?
What happened was in January, I interviewed with them to be their tap room manager.
Oh, right.
Because I have some years in retail management, which has sucked the soul out of me. But
oh, that's a good pun right there. Because it was a shoe store.
And
yeah.
okay. Thank you.
Just making sure.
But interviewed for that position, and they called me last Sunday, and it's been about a month since I interviewed, so I figured this was just a call saying, hey, no. But what it was, they hired a guy just to run the bar side and the kitchen side, and they want me running all their social media and coordinating events inside and outside the brewery.
That makes sense. I can see where you would separate that, because both is, especially as launching, there's a lot to do, I'm sure, for both of you guys.
Yes, exactly. So what they want me to be is a point of contact for the brewery. And so I'll report everything to the head brewer, and we'll just work it that way.
Nice.
So
this is a full-time gig, huh?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It's full-time. It was a little unexpected, so that's why where I'm at now, it's going to be in Kansas City, so I kind of had to make a quick move. So my wife and 2 kids, they'll be staying at our current house until the kids are out of school, because we had a quick discussion. It would be kind of unfair to pull them out of school with only about 2.5 months left.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, right.
The kids are 9 and 7, so we don't want to do that to them.
Right.
So I'll be living with my sister, which is going to be a little interesting, but she's I'm 27, so she's 24. Yeah, 24. Sorry, if you don't know, I have 9 different sisters.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Holy crap.
That's a lot of sisters, though.
Yeah, it's a whole lot. So, but when I was talking to her about living
same
there,
parents, or are they any of them step siblings?
No. I got 3 stepsisters.
Okay, I was just curious because I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I have 6 or 7 siblings. So, but they're from three different marriages. I'm the only one from my mom and dad's marriage. The others are from my parents' previous marriage.
Yeah, my parents got divorced when I was 5. And so my dad had a couple more, and so did my mom. And then from my stepdad's previous marriage, he had 3. So that's kind of how it all
Fair enough.
how it all went down.
Still an army,
But,
yeah.
Yeah, we could field a baseball team.
It's pretty good. Yeah. Well, unless there's a DH. Yeah.
Exactly. Well, my older sister, she walks with canes, so she could be the DH.
Oh, no. Wow. Yeah, you're right, though.
But I was talking with her. I was like, all right, it's okay if I stay here, yada, yada, yada. And she was like, yeah, but, just so you know, I'm kind of dating like 3 or 4 different dudes right now, and they come over to the house, so like, don't say anything about the other dudes.
Jeez.
Challenge
So
accepted.
I think what I'll do is, yes, I'll just start calling them by each other's names wrongly.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Or I'll be like, so, like, Steve, every time he comes over, he brings me Sonic drinks or something like that.
Right.
What do you bring into the table?
Just start interviewing them.
I like this. This is a good plan.
What are you bringing to the house while I'm here?
Yes, exactly.
I do need a new PS4 controller. Like, you got an extra one? What do we need to do here?
I don't think that's unfair. I think that's a fair price. Yeah.
Wow, that sounds like that's going to be a sitcom-like situation going on.
Yeah.
So
luckily, she's a night nurse, so she works Saturday through Monday.
Oh, okay.
So I won't see her.
Okay, because I was going to say after a few drinks, do you start spilling secrets, or are you one of those that even drunk you'll keep stuff to yourself?
I usually keep it pretty locked down.
All right. Otherwise, it'd be even more interesting. That's why I was curious.
Right. Yeah, that's the last thing your sister wants to hear is you whisper to one of the guys, secret time.
Although that'd be a good way to have fun with her.
Yeah.
Like she's going into the other room or something and you're like, oh, that's all right. Me and, John here will, just share some secrets real quick.
Just start telling them random fucked up things.
Yeah.
Nothing to do with the other dudes.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, were you aware Bobby's World is about fisting? Like,
right?
What's Bobby's World?
Yeah. Right.
I know, right?
Be like, don't tell her I told you that, though.
Yeah. That stays between us, please.
Yeah. She gets really upset if she hears that.
So how does it feel to be rebuilding your soul then? You're out of a soul crushing occupation.
Right.
No, I feel like it's going to be great. Like my last day is on Saturday, and it's been really hard to give a shit.
Oh yeah,
I can imagine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, because I've done retail since I got out of college in 2014. So it's just been, you used to work at a video store, didn't you, Brian?
Yep.
Yeah.
So did Tony. Yep.
Oh yeah. So you guys
we're
know
both old hands in the retail world.
Yeah, and I'm glad my time was short, but I learned a lot. There's not to take away from what the company's given me and let me learn, but
Sure.
At the same time, it's just
time to move on.
Yeah, time to move on and do something I actually am passionate about. So I won't hate going to work every morning.
Yeah, and you hit basically the
speaks a
window.
lot.
Yeah, I was gonna say, and you hit the window I kind of told people before, is it's like, I feel like you can work a retail job for like about 4 years and then it's time to move to another one, even if you're still in retail, cause after that, it just feels, I don't know, there's something about it that after the 4-year mark, it just felt like it was more draining. Maybe because you start going, is this going to be a career?
Right.
And there's the conversation I had to have with myself. It's like, is this it? Like, even after I finish my master's, like, am I going to be a retail store manager for it?
Yeah.
And I wasn't happy with that answer. So, at the beginning of the year, just started looking for something new and, came across that brewery, and how I came across him was just my buddy. He's in that craft beer, group with us, Brian, Alex.
Oh, okay.
He just shared a thing saying that they needed employees. So I just took it.
Cool. I didn't even realize that. That's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a firm believer that everybody should work retail at least once in their life.
Yeah, so they have appreciation.
Yeah, because I think you treat people less like shit when you do.
Yeah.
Like my son's working at Burger King, and he tells me stories, and I'm like, you see, Logan, do you understand why we treat waiters and waitresses like, good people?
Well, I was saying, like people?
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, like humans.
Instead of slaves,
Yep. Yeah. Luckily, I kind of learned that from early. My stepdad and my mom, they owned a restaurant for about 14 years.
Oh.
So, I was busting tables at 8 years old.
Sure.
Oh, there you go.
Gotta love child labor
in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah,
God
love
damn
child
right.
labor.
Yep.
So families of
So,
four.
yeah. Yeah, exactly. So that's what, like, in our small town that we lived in, we had one movie theater, and they only showed movies on Fridays and Saturdays.
Oh, wow.
And let's say, the new Black Panther movie came out.
Yeah.
We would get Black Panther about a month later.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
Wow.
So they were buying movies probably like after other theaters were kind of done with the big run of, like where they would run 2 screens and then after a month they drop down to 1 or whatever, and then they're probably getting their movies then.
Mm.
Yeah.
So what I would do on Friday nights, because they would show the movie at 7:30 at night. So from 5 until about 7:15, my mom said I had to bust tables so I could get money for a movie ticket.
Fair enough.
At least you got paid out of it. I mean, at least
That's true.
Yeah, work ethic too.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. My parents did, we used to go around to like car shows and flea markets and stuff when I was growing up. So I've been around like money handling and change making and dealing with customers since I was a little kid, So I know what you're saying. And that's honestly, that taught me a lot of my work ethic, because I appreciated the money I made because, I was earning money for myself at a young age. So, yeah.
And my dad, he, before he started working for the schools, he still does it, but he runs a house painting business too. So started working with him when about 10 or 12. But I wasn't ever allowed to paint a wall.
Right.
All I was allowed to do was put the tape around all the siding and all of that bullshit because I had tiny hands. So.
Wow.
And I did the same thing. My dad had a body shop, like an auto body shop. And I used to mask things that he was going to paint, but when he started painting, I wasn't allowed in the shop anymore because they had a hardener for the paint then that they don't use now, but it, and it was, it was no good for an adult to breathe in, let alone a kid, so he'd let me tape off stuff and, go make sure I did a good enough job and then he'd be like, all right, get out of here.
Yeah, get out of here. Unless you want to get fucked up.
Yeah.
That's essentially what my dad would do. He would take me to the house. I would tape everything off and then he'd take me back home. All right. I wouldn't get paid for that though.
Oh.
That would just be my Saturday.
That's, that doesn't sound like a lot of fun. Yeah.
Was not, but by the time I painted houses through college too, and this one lady ended up paying me about $5,000 to paint the inside of her house.
Nice.
And it took me about 3 days.
That's a beautiful
That's
thing.
not bad money for 3 days.
Because people will pay you almost anything because painting's annoying.
Mm-hmm.
No one likes doing it.
Yeah.
And they'd rather just pay some poor chap to do it.
Right. Which is why,
true.
like for years and years, you've seen those signs. I don't know if you do, but around here, there's always those signs. It's like, college kids, do you want to make a bunch of money? And a lot of it is, was, house painting basically.
Yeah.
The rest of it was
That's
probably
what it was.
sex trafficking.
Yeah, I was saying sex.
I'm not being ironic on that or anything.
No.
Yeah.
I know.
It's 50-50 chance there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, oddly enough, this area is a really, like a hotbed of sex trafficking. So
that's terrifying.
Yeah, right? Well, it's not as much for us because we're guys, but,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Small children, that's terrifying.
Tony does have kids. Yeah, so I guess there's that.
They're not really that small anymore.
True. I mean, and if you see Tony in the right outfits, I mean, there might be some money to be made there.
Depends. Is it Sexy Saturday?
Yeah.
Not this previous Halloween before that, I dressed up as a full-on woman.
Oh, yeah, you did. I remember seeing, you sent or showed us a picture of that, and that was fantastic.
Yep.
Yeah.
I had the beard and everything. I had a full blonde wig. Wife did my makeup. I wore one of her old dresses that didn't fit her anymore. I wore tights. I did wear Chuck Taylors because there's no heels big enough for my feet.
Fair enough. I'm sure there are, but not at an affordable price, probably.
Yeah, you got a special order them from
Yeah, me the size like 14 women.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Just picture you doing that just for that one time, And then, like, the next time you and Jess go out on a date or something, you're like, I'm going to wear the heels because I paid too much money for those to sit in that box. And I look good. Yep. I mean, hey, I wouldn't blame you for that, We all got to feel sexy.
I mean,
I ended up winning $50 at the bar, so.
Well, that's a bonus.
Not for the costume, though.
Yeah. No, not for the costume.
Yeah.
There's a couple hand jobs, glory holes. I don't know. Mm-hmm. Things got out of hand quickly.
Whoa.
Work ethic.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's an overachiever, yeah. Oh, boy.
Oh, boy's right.
Yeah.
Well, it's something I got to ask everybody when we get, we're talking craft beers and shit. What got you into craft beer? What was the beer that you're like, this is a whole new world for me?
It's a story. I turned 21 in college, and the roommate I was living with, his dad, this is when we were still underage. His dad, when we would go up to his house, would always have like nice beers and stuff, but I would never drink them. But I always saw him, never did it. But when I turned 21, I walked into, first legal purchase I made was a 6-pack of Boulevard Wheat.
Oh, wow. That's way fancier than my first legal purchase.
Yeah, same.
Mine was Hornsby cider, if I'm not mistaken.
Oof.
Yeah. A 6er of that.
I completely made up for my poor decisions. I drank that 6-pack and then went to the bar. My first bar purchase was, those like towers they have?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I ordered a tower of a Long Island.
Oh my. Holy shit.
Jeez. How'd that work out?
Well, if you want to hear the story, it's funny and it's embarrassing.
Well, that's up to you then. I mean, yeah, we love embarrassing people, but that's up to you if you want to tell it.
Well, I'll tell it. I tell it to everybody because it's a good 21st birthday.
Perfect
story. So the day of my birthday, it's in the summer. My birthday's in July, so I'm living in Warrensburg, Missouri, which is a college town where I went to school at, Central Missouri. And at the time, it's a college town, so nobody else is there. I'm the first one of my friend group to turn 21, so I really don't have anyone to go to the bar with except for one of our friends and kind of a friend, but not really, just kind of an acquaintance. But she's like, "Yeah, I'll go to the bar with you." I'm like, "All right." So I pregame, order the tower for Long Island, and then some of I worked at Pizza Hut as well through college, so some of those coworkers and stuff started showing up, and the girl I was dating at the time, we had been together for maybe a week or two. Didn't show up till around midnight. So from about 7 p.m. to midnight, I still have no recollection.
Oh my.
After the Tower of Long Island, things got really, really, really fuzzy.
Yeah, I would imagine.
And so
I'm surprised they didn't get flatliney, but jeez.
She shows up to the bar around midnight because she was at work. And from what she told me, I was white knuckling and swaying at the bar.
Sure.
And she's like, "All right, we need to get you home." So we walked back to her apartment. At this point, I had never stayed at her apartment.
Nice. Right.
The story goes, she tells me she gets me home and I just fall asleep I pass out on her bedroom floor.
Sure, a little time travel, right?
Yeah. And she invites some of her friends and stuff back to her apartment because, they're going to keep drinking, whatever.
Right, you were at a table.
Apparently Apparently what happened next was I come crawling on all fours out of her room. And the utility closet is on the left. The bathroom is on the right.
Oh, boy.
At this point, I'm only in a pair of boxer briefs.
Nice.
I turn left, and apparently I pee on all fours. Like a dog.
Wow.
And I was instead of crawling, I take the boxer briefs off, leave them in the closet, and I crawl back out in front of everybody, naked, crawling, and I just go back to her room and pass out.
Wow.
Well, so
And I woke up that next morning and never seen a ceiling I've seen before, and I'm naked.
how was that hangover?
You know, actually, I don't believe I was.
Really?
Well,
That's at the time my liver still did its job.
right. I was going to say, plus that much liquor, I think you probably drank past drunk. You know, you went plaid. Yeah, you went to plaid and then back to sober probably, or not, fully drunk anymore.
Yeah. And so, yeah, I just woke up on the floor, and I remember I was cuddling some like teddy bear.
Well, sure.
And
you got to be comfortable.
Yeah, I was naked, and then like I see in the corner, like when you're a little kid and like you pee the bed or like your pants at like a sleepover,
Mm-hmm.
and the mom puts the stuff in like a Walmart bag and ties it off and puts it in the corner. That is what she did. And I'm just like, what the fuck?
Oh my God, that's funny. Wow.
Whose bear is this?
Yeah. Like, she's
like
yours now.
I kind of like look around. She was like, so we need to talk. I'm like, yeah, what am I doing here? And, she tells me the story. And, surprisingly, we ended up dating for like 2 years or so after that.
Nice.
Oh, wow.
How
she saw you at your finest moment.
Yeah.
She's still hung on to you.
Right. So what?
This guy is a warrior.
Yeah, it's like, when did you know that he was the one for you? Well,
This one time, he peed on all fours and woke up not hungover. So clearly he knew how to party.
It was
exactly.
the manliest thing ever. He claimed my closet.
Did you ever pee in the closet again after that? Like,
There's only 2 other times where I've peed where I wasn't supposed to pee.
oh, okay. I thought you were going to say in that closet.
Yeah.
No.
All right.
The other one was when I wasn't of age yet, but it was over Christmas break, and the best man in my wedding, I was living in the dorms at the time, but I stayed at his apartment during Christmas break so I could stay and work. And we went to the party and, got back to his apartment. And I guess at some point in the night, he hears me peeing in his room. He flips on the light, and I am peeing all over his clean clothes. and he asked me, he was like, what the fuck are you doing? And apparently, all I do is I turn around while peeing still and ask him what he's going to do about it.
You alpha dog.
Yeah, you did.
I finish up, and I guess I just go back to sleep.
Wow. Wow. Man. Well, now I'm seeing more why the girl stayed with you. Tony, I think, nailed it,
Yeah, all right.
Like, you just alphaed the closet, now you're...
Exactly.
Yeah. This is your...
I'm going to wear these clothes with my musk on it. You bitch. I'm going back to sleep.
And that's what he did. He just flipped the light back off and went back to sleep.
Yeah. There's not much else you can really do right then unless you were to, go throw the clothes in a washer or something.
No, I did end up taking them to the laundromat for him. I was like, damn, I'm sorry.
Yeah. And,
Man, why's your room stink?
You get them nice and clean, then pee on them again and bring them back to him.
Yeah.
They couldn't get that smell out.
I don't know if I've ever peed anywhere I wasn't supposed to, with
I
the
have.
exception of like alleyways behind dumpsters, stuff like that. But
I certainly have.
Closets and clean clothes, I don't have that in my resume.
Yeah, I was trying to think. I don't think I've ever done that inside. I'm with you. It's like I've peed behind dumpsters in various places like that. That's not really a bathroom or something. But
yeah, I know there's a couple spots where people be like, "Where's this puddle come from?"
Right.
Why is this on my porch?
Yeah, porch. Like
that
Tony's
may
up
or
on...
may not have happened in Key West.
Right.
They had a lot of bushes.
Yeah. Oh boy. No, mine was the when we went to a bowling alley, and we went to I don't even think we were going to bowl. I think we went to the bar there for whatever reason.
We went to drink.
Yeah.
Because I remember this night.
Yeah, and the bartender, she just kept feeding me drinks. Like, we kept asking her, like, can you make this? And she's like, I don't know. Is this it? And basically, you know, I got trashed. And,
but it was fascinating because it was there. You guys were trying to get her to make a Terminator from Planet Hollywood.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone's like, well, here's the ingredients. And she's like, is this taste like? She just kept feeding drinks to everybody.
Yeah.
Is this it? Is this it?
And not charging us for that.
Not charging.
Just handing us
nail
drinks.
the recipe.
Yeah. And
So you just need to keep asking for obscure drinks.
Well, that's what we were kind of
exactly.
doing after a while. We were asking for different stuff, and you could tell she literally had no idea how to make drinks, and she was just, you know, plus, I mean, now I feel like an asshole when I think back on it, because she had just broke up with, what?
Go ahead.
I was going to say,
I'll interject.
She had just broken up with her boyfriend, and we're just like, oh, that's terrible. Can you make this? It was, we were assholes.
Super attractive. Gin and tonic.
Yeah, right?
Do you remember? She didn't have bottles, though. She had that drink machine.
Yes. Yeah, they had a machine there that perfectly measured liquor out, basically. Like, and I think she programmed a certain number in there to make a drink, basically, is what it was.
Trying to make the drink.
Yeah. And that thing stunk. It's, you know, it
Robots
doesn't.
can't be bartenders.
No, it doesn't replace a good bartender. Exactly. No. So anyway, we leave and we get down the road. Actually, I think we were asked to leave, weren't we?
I don't know, because I was hammered too.
Yeah,
I was underage.
Yeah. There were a few of us that were pretty off our ass, because I remember laying down in the parking lot because it was cool. And anyway, we got down the road a little bit, not that far, and I'm like, I gotta piss. And Tony's now wife was driving, and she pulls over, and I get out, and I'm just start peeing against this building, and then I realize it was a church. And right as I'm zipping up, a cop pulls up behind us. Oh, what's going on here? I'm like, nothing. It's like, basically go on, get out of here. Okay. Got in the car.
We're just heading home.
Man, 2 seconds sooner, and I might have had a drunken disorderly or a lewd and whatever.
Well, the thing is,
you're next to a church. Just claim that you're a father and you're Catholic, and you can get away with it.
Oh yeah, good call.
Yeah, truth.
Like, I'm claiming this church.
The big problem is where the bowling alley was compared to where we're driving through. Is we had to drive through the rich neighborhood, and they have their own police force, and those guys have nothing better to do than harass people.
Yeah.
And so we actually got lucky.
We got really lucky because we were kids, basically. Yeah.
Yes.
So, but in fairness, the cop didn't, he might not have seen anything. Except I was just standing up by the building. I mean, he probably knew what was going on, but.
Oh, I'm sure. And he followed us all the way out of Ottawa Hills, too.
Yeah. So.
What a doucher.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure, though, that's the only time, aside from, again, behind a building or a dumpster or in an alleyway, or on a hooker.
When we were at Soundboard T's party, I was behind that garage every 3 minutes, and I was pretty much, pissing on my feet more than anything else, but.
Yeah, I remember that because every time we went to go inside, there was a freaking line to the bathroom.
Yeah, and I'm like, I'm just gonna use this garage and cut up my feet and all this random debris back here, and
that was great.
What a nightmare! That was a fun party, though.
Yeah, it was. Oh man, wow. So yeah, that's some fun stuff right there.
That's where not to pee, guys.
Yeah.
It's the where not to pee segment,
right? Or where to pee, depending on how you felt about the outcomes we got from them. Yes. I mean, you could argue that what Phillip did is fine because it wasn't enough to drive that girl off. So either she was impressed by it, or she's really messed up. So, or both. I don't know. Could be.
My bet's on the second one.
Yeah. All right. Fair enough. Well, you know better than us, so.
True.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Indeed.
Glad I don't do that stuff anymore.
So, I mean, that's going back to how this all thing started. That's a pretty legit gateway beer into craft beer that you just of age walked in, grab a sixer of quality stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, I really do, the roommate I had, he was pressuring me. He's like, look, you got to try something other than PBR and Miller High Life. I'm like, all right.
He should be your hero.
Yeah. MVP.
I was in his wedding,
All right, you paid him back. Yeah.
Yeah, he was in mine, so he did it well.
Oh, then he still owes you one, or you still owe him one then, sorry.
Yeah.
Damn it. Wait,
but, yeah.
I mean, maybe it's because we're clearly older, Brian.
Yeah.
But, it seemed like it took us forever to get into the whole craft beer type scene.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't feel available when we were coming up the drinking age.
I was just going to say, I can't think of bars that I went to that had anything. I mean, honestly, most of the bars I went to were holes. So like a Corona or a Sam Adams was a fancy beer.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And that, really, I think, I turned 21 in 2011. So really, I think that has a lot to do with it, is that the craft beer kind of revolution, you had your beers in the mid 90s and stuff like that. But, by 2009, 2010, 2011, there's just a huge upsurge of like local craft beers opening besides Sam Adams.
Right. For sure.
Yeah, definitely.
And the availability of it just became more prevalent.
Yeah. Yeah, because I mean, honestly, like where we lived in Toledo, there was a brewery there, but we just didn't go there, for a long time. So, and I assume the distribution map probably wasn't very big either, so they weren't taking up shelves in grocery. Yeah, exactly.
Grocery stores sell beer,
right? There'd be like that little section where it was like imports, is I think generally how they labeled it, kind of a thing, or specialty beers, something along those lines. And I remember, you look at them because a lot of times the labels or the cans or whatever were interesting, and then right over to the Budweiser. Yeah.
Well, that's what got me was when the Andersons was open, they had a decent section of imports and craft, and you could build your own six pack. That's how I kind of got into it. Was
right.
Well, let me try some of this other shit. I have no idea what it is, and it was like, poof.
Yeah, I got into it
in my brain.
Yeah, and I got into it a while after you did, because I tasted beers. I remember you getting stuff and I would taste it and be like, I couldn't do anything, like none of the dark beers and no IPAs at all. In fact, I was vehemently against IPAs at first, if you remember. Like, I couldn't stand them. Now, I mean, I'm sitting here drinking one, love them.
I think IPAs are kind of like black belt level beers sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
And it took me till about, I think, a year and a half, 2 years till I actually enjoyed a good pale ale or an IPA.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure, right?
Like, you kind of have to build your palate towards that.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Because you can't like just try to toe dip in like a Sierra Nevada pale ale or a West Coast IPA. Because if you do, you're not going to like it.
Right.
But, if you kind of build your palate with, some of those amber ales or those brown ales, and kind of start moving up the bitterness ladder.
Yep. That's exactly how I did it. I found
you find a pale ale that's a little bit malty, but like has a nice bitterness to it. And then, then you can step up. And that's what, like, I brought up the Sierra Nevada pale ale. That's the first like real, just like hoppy beer. I was like, holy shit, this is fucking good. But that's a classic pale ale, though. That's the one that started it all.
Right. Yeah, that, like I said, that's exactly how I got into it. Was as I was trying different ones. I remember trying a brown ale. I don't remember what I honestly, it was probably a Newcastle, because again, that
it's more
widespread. Yeah, and then for a while, I remember I was drinking Newcastles, and I tried other stuff though too. Like again, as Tony and his wife were drinking. Well, at that point, I don't think Jeannie was really drinking it that much either.
No, it took me a while to get her turned on the beer.
Yeah,
and then she dove in head first.
Yeah, she did. But
same thing happened to my wife when we first started dating.
Yeah,
right.
She would only drink cider.
Yeah, even Jeannie was like, and cider. She was mostly drinking wine and whiskey.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, just, try these different like coffee type beers because you love coffee. And and then it was just like, now she's surpassed me in numbers on Untapped.
Yeah. And that and the coffee wouldn't work on me because I don't like coffee. So I couldn't even go that road.
Yeah.
Yeah, my wife, she doesn't do any IPAs or anything like that, but if you give her a big barrel-aged stout, she can just house
She's all in, huh?
Yeah.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that. Yeah, it's funny because now when we ask people like what they drink and stuff, it's most of the time it's just curiosity, or like what's your favorite beer or whatever, it's interesting because there's just so many, and there's so many, even drinking a, metric shit ton as our group has, there's still all these beers we've never had.
Oh yeah.
It's so amazing how many are out there.
That's the craziness of it.
Yeah.
There's so much out there. So,
yeah.
And that, the market maybe, you can argue became a little saturated, but, it tends to work itself out. The bad beers will go away and the good ones will stay.
Right.
Yeah, definitely.
Yep. And that's what I ended up finding is that there's some, like, I'll keep trying, like, I love Scotch ales, but not every Scotch ale is good. There's some that are just, yeah, it's a Scotch ale. And then there's others that I've had, like one of the beer fests we were at, there was a long line to get their Scotch ale. And when I got it, I took one sip of it and I looked at Tony and I was like, I'm getting back in line. And, and wishing I could have bought a bottle or a pint or something like that. But it's like all I could get was those, the beers, tasters. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't remember the beer now though, but I just remember, I think you loved it too, if I'm not mistaken. So
it was Summer Beer Fest from a couple of years ago, but I don't remember the beer at all
because
anymore.
I ended up housing the first one.
I mean, my gut says it was from Arbor Brewing because I think I was standing there waiting for you to come in.
That seems right.
That was when I was like, ooh, maybe I might like sours because I had a sour cherry that I really enjoyed.
Oh yeah.
Because that was like the tumbler for sours clicked into place,
Where are you at on sours, Phillip? I don't remember.
I enjoy them quite a bit. Like I really, there's not a lot of sours around where I'm at right now.
Oh, okay.
Because I live in Podunk, Missouri City. It's not even a real town. It is, but like the craft beer selection is just awful.
Right.
So that's why I'm able to Logboat Brewing Company is like 30 minutes away from here. And the guys that, started Logboat are from this town. So that we just get a lot of their beers and that's about it.
Oh, okay.
Right.
So like if I need to like go get different beers, I got to drive about 30, 45 minutes and like I'm dedicated, but not that dedicated.
Yeah. See, whereas like I got a liquor store, 3 minutes from my house?
Yeah. It's probably
actually
one of the best beer stores in the area.
I have 2 liquor stores in that distance because that same people bought Zyler's. So there's actually 2 liquor stores within 5 to 10 minutes of my house. It's, pretty nice actually. And like Tony said, legit ones too, not shitty ones. They're great.
Yeah, the one that's closer to me is owned by the same people, and I call it the Toys R Us of beer.
Oh man,
yeah,
because they've got probably 40 coolers, wall coolers, and then they have all the stuff on the shelves too on the floor. It's insane. Yep. The guy owns it loves craft beer, and
hey, can I take a minute to go real quick? Can I take a minute to go pee real quick?
Yep.
Because I have a bladder of a 2-year-old.
Closet or clean clothes?
Yes.
Hey there, guys. We're back from a little break in the action and stuff. Whatever we're doing.
Yeah, it was weird. For once, Tony wasn't the first one to have to go to the bathroom.
I know, right?
I'm not used to that.
It's because I just,
we all
on the floor now.
We gotta get together and drink because I want to see which of you two ends up having to go first. Because you both seem to have the most minuscule of bladders.
Well, see, I don't know if it's a minuscule thing. It's just I go a lot, and the volume is intense sometimes.
No one asked.
I'm just saying, it's like
All right,
it's weird.
All right.
I drink a lot of water though.
Yeah,
so I think that has a lot to do with.
Right.
And again, testament to my wife. She's the one that actually was like, you should probably not drink so much Dr. Pepper and try drinking water. You'll probably feel better. I'm like, no, that's witchcraft.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Witchcraft.
He's not wrong. It's witchcraft.
And then I took a week off of drinking Dr. Pepper and drank nothing but water. I'm like, wow, I sleep better and I feel better. So,
Yep.
So all hail witchcraft.
Yes.
Yeah. Now, see, if you want to level up, what you should have done was replace Dr. Pepper with whiskey. Then you'll sleep great. And no, you won't. You'll just pass out.
Technically, she is part of a coven.
See?
Oh,
I just found this out. because
Wait.
gets her
Hold on. When did you just find this out?
last week.
How long have you been together?
We've been married. It'll be 2 years this April.
All right, just making sure. Like, so now
awesome.
she's got you latched in and everything, and now she's like, by the way, I float. Or,
And, well, I do got a funny story about witches. I can tell you about it, but I'll tell you how she's a part of a coven, because where she gets her hair dye from, it's from this lady or this group in Oregon that like makes like close as you can like organically safe hair dye.
Oh, okay.
Because we try to do things that way. And to get their hair dye, you have to like sign up to be in their coven, which essentially is just an email group.
Right.
But
same. It's the same thing.
Coven.com.
Right.
It's called like Lunar Tides or something like that.
Oh, it's not emailcoven.com. Okay.
And she was talking about it. She's like, yeah, I had to join this coven. I'm like, what the fuck do you mean coven? Like, is this American Horror Story? Is this how it happens?
This would be pretty cool.
But
yeah. If so, you heard it here first.
Yes.
Yeah.
Funny story about witches is you guys are familiar with the Salem witch trials?
Yep.
Yes.
All right. If you go to Salem, Massachusetts, there is a historical registered spot called the Corwin house, which is my last name.
Mm-hmm.
This guy is a part of my family tree. He was a judge during the witch trials, and he actually killed some ladies.
Oh, wow. Witches or just women in general?
They were just women. They weren't witches because
Oh my. Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah. That's That's fun.
Yeah, so I actually did take a visit out to that house after my senior year.
Wow.
So it was pretty cool.
Now, would your wife be uneasy about going there with you now?
Yeah, because she's I wouldn't probably. She'll probably like her skin will start like smoking when she walks in.
Yeah. That's not normal. Mine does that a lot.
It's accurate.
I mean, I'm hot
That's
all
just
the
the
time.
sun, Brian.
Yeah, I was going to say, Tony's seen me where I'm pretty much on fire, so. Huh.
Well, that's fun.
Oh, yeah.
That's kind of funny. You
Yeah.
just found out she's a witch, kind of.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Last week.
I mean, obviously she doesn't practice except to get hair dye.
Right.
It's obvious.
I'm just picturing them in like,
Done.
I'm just picturing them in like couples therapy, And it's like, what's going on? It's like, she's a witch. Like, well, what do you mean? She's part of this coven, and she didn't tell me. Oh man, that'd be fun.
Well, I have a 7-year-old daughter, and she's very creepy. She's a creepy child.
Cool.
That's fair.
Mm-hmm.
And this one day, I was probably last year. I made chicken wings at the house. Made them, cooked them. Threw the bones in the trash.
Mm-hmm.
A couple months later, I'm helping the kids clean the room, and I open a drawer, and there are chicken bones in her drawer.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, what are you doing with these? And she was like, I don't know. I just wanted them.
Wow.
And I was like, were you doing anything with them? And she's like, no, I'll just put them in a circle sometimes.
Yeah, I was just reading them. No big deal. Yeah,
Exactly. Just cast the bones.
Yeah.
Well, she's the same one who she had a Play-Doh knife on her nightstand, and I was like, why is your Play-Doh knife there? She's like, well, in case the ghost comes back.
Oh, not just comes around,
Right.
comes back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And
I'm gonna shank that fucker.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's prepared.
Now, see, what most people don't know. Yeah, I was saying, what most people don't know is that Play-Doh knives can kill ghosts. Yeah.
Who knew?
Regular knives don't. Right out. Don't do anything.
Imagine what happens if you run a ghost through a Play-Doh fun factory.
The most creepy thing my daughter has ever done was we were outside playing one day, and man, she's 7 now. So yeah, this was when she was like 4 or 5. She's running around, and she just like runs up to me, looks at me dead in the face, and just said, "Somebody just died," and then just skips along and goes back to playing.
Wow. That's straight out of a horror movie kind of shit. Oh my.
That's kind of great, though.
Did you check under your porch and stuff at that point?
If Jess or I are ever murdered, it's her.
Yeah.
It's the doctor.
That seems fair. Or the ghost came back.
Or the ghost came back. Either one.
Yeah.
Either one.
Oh man. It's a ghost from one of those witches that your ancestor killed,
Probably it would make complete sense at this point.
Yeah. Have you ever seen Stan vs. Evil?
What was that?
Have you ever seen Stan vs. Evil?
No.
Oh,
I've
okay.
seen Dale Tucker versus Evil.
No, this is a different. It was a TV show. I forgot if it 1 or 2 seasons, something like that. And anyways, it takes place basically where there's a bunch of witches that were wrongly killed, and they're haunting the town basically. They kill like every cop.
You talk about this Dr. Cox, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, no, I've seen the previews. I've just never watched.
Okay. Yeah, that's just what that reminded me of.
Yeah, no, it would make complete sense at this point.
Mm-hmm. Wow. That'd be something. Because, as you're getting murdered, you're like, why didn't you warn me? And she's like, you were kind of a dick yesterday.
Yeah. Wouldn't let me play on my tablet.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck, sorry.
Yep.
Totally sharpening the Play-Doh knife.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Dad, guess what? Play-Doh knives kill dads, too. Shank. Oh, man.
Play-Doh knives kill dads, too.
As you're dying, you're like, Etu, whatever her name is,
Oh, you had to do some terrible dad joke.
Oh, you're right. You would. You can't do a Caesar reference. You had to do a terrible dad joke. You're right.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
What that is, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
My son's really good at terrible dad jokes, to be honest.
Which he gets honestly, though. I mean, that's in your genetics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah. Your dad was strong in the force.
Yeah, very much.
Oh, man. Wow. Yeah, has there ever been like anything she's done at like school or anything that's gotten him to call and be like, your daughter's a creep?
No. Every time we have parent-teacher conferences, she's the sweetest and nicest kid in class.
Oh, that means she's the most dangerous, right?
Oh,
right,
yeah,
exactly.
No, I've seen the things like, she has the older brother, and like, I probably should have broke it up, but it was too funny not to. This one time, she was holding him down and tickling him to where he peed his pants.
Wow.
And like, I probably should have broke it up, but like, I was too busy laughing.
And peeing your pants, right?
Yeah. And then like, he's, crying. He's like, why didn't you help me? I'm like, I'm so sorry. I don't know. Like, you're bigger than her. Like, just,
right.
Just don't hurt her, but like, shove her off you.
Right.
You're fine.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
Like, don't throw her through a wall, but...
But there's an acceptable amount of violence.
Yeah, right.
Exactly. It's the old Chris Rock, I won't hit a woman, but I'll shake the shit out of her.
Yeah.
You do it. I have one older sister. I brought it up earlier. She's the one who walks with canes.
Mm-hmm.
She has cerebral palsy, but it's only in her motor function.
Okay.
So, she's mentally, all there.
I got a brother
And
that's that way too. It affects like one of his legs and something in his hands, I think, basically. But that's otherwise he's, pretty normal.
Yeah, hers it's just her leg. And so when we were kids, I was a dick, and I was playing PlayStation.
Yeah.
And like, she would like walk in front of the TV, and it would take forever.
Right.
And this one day I threw my controller at her, and she turned around and just used her cane as a weapon and flat out knocked me the fuck out.
I mean, that seems fair. That's a good receipt on that one. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Should have been prepared to cash that check.
Yeah. Knocked me out, and that's the last time I ever did that.
Yeah. It makes sense. I mean, if you're going to attack someone that you feel is weaker than you, don't attack someone that's weaker than you with weapons. you know?
Yeah,
Exactly. Weapons they use all day long.
Yeah.
because she's been walking with those forever. So like, her arms are so buff, it's ridiculous.
Right.
Yeah.
No. If her and I ever go out to the bars, we have that relationship where I'll just give her shit about being handicapped, and there's so many times like different bar customers have looked at me like I'm just
Oh yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
and like she'll just go along with it, and it is too funny. Just like, I've even had people come up to me just like, you shouldn't say that. I'm like, she should probably walk faster.
Wow.
Oh, that's great.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah, see, and that's the thing, like, with me, is, like, as long as she knows, like, between you guys that, it's like when, like, two people just busting balls, basically, is all it is, and it's,
Yep.
I'm
And
not saying every time things are okay, but it's like, in this scenario, you both know neither of you means anything by it, and...
Oh, yeah, no,
Yeah.
there's lines,
Sure.
You can't cross.
Oh, for sure.
And hell, at this one time, we had to go to a bar that was an upstairs bar.
Mm.
And,
Oh, boy.
canes and stairs doesn't go hand in hand.
Right.
So, like, literally, I'm picking up her legs and walking behind her like some fucking robot. And it was just,
Wow.
I was making the robot noises as she was walking.
Right.
Oh, my, so many people were getting so mad.
Oh, I
it was
bet.
so fucking funny.
Yeah.
I think I would have laughing my ass off if I saw
would've, too.
somebody
Yeah.
behind someone else making robot noises as they're helping them up the stairs.
Me too. Honestly, you know what the thing is like, if I was at a bar and I saw someone doing that for someone else, I'd assume the first person was just drunk, and the other person is just, messing with them because they're drunk, basically.
Oh, my God. No, my sister can drink like a freaking fish. It is stupid.
Huh.
And she doesn't drink beer. It's tequila.
Oh, boy.
Oh, boy is right.
Oof. That stuff's no bueno, man. No bueno.
No. No, I knew my wife was the, real deal when I think it was our second or third date. We went out with some friends and we ordered shots of tequila, and they asked him, like, hey, do you need training wheels? She just looked him dead in the face and said, no. I'm like, what? And she just took the shot of tequila and didn't even make a face. I need all the lime and all the salt, please.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'm the same way, dude. Like, me and tequila don't mix well anyway. I can do about one shot. After that, my stomach starts going, this is coming back. So, and I'm not kidding. I get barfy real quick with tequila. It's the only liquor that does that to me. So,
It's got to be good tequila for me, and then I'll sip on it and stuff. But,
I'm not saying that I won't do more than one shot. I'm just saying I shouldn't do more than one shot.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to a tequila fest in July in Kansas City.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
I can't wait for that Snapchat day.
Shit show. Yeah.
we got the VIP ticket, so we get an extra hour of tasting,
That's
and then we get our and then we get our 15 tasting tickets after that.
Oh boy.
It's a beautiful thing.
That's pretty awesome, though. Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
boy.
I say early March. Actually, we're going to a whiskey festival.
Oh God, that'd be amazing.
Mm.
Right?
But yeah,
That's
the plan.
why you guys need to come up here to Detroit.
So I can get shot and my rim stolen.
Yeah.
Yeah, that too.
And watch the Tigers play terrible baseball.
We won't take it to the RoboCop neighborhood.
This is where they shot RoboCop. You're like, oh wow, the movie. And like, no, this is where they shot the dude.
Yeah, look, he's right there. He's still dead.
Yeah. It's this guy that thinks he's RoboCop. He's right over there. Yeah.
He wraps himself in Reynolds wrap, makes robot noises.
Well, we thought he would have a RoboCop in our town because he has a claw hand.
Oh boy.
He's a cop?
Yeah.
That's awesome. It'd be great if you could snap it off and put like a billy club attachment on there.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Or a chainsaw.
Yeah. Wait, what?
A chainsaw, like Ash. You take the claw.
for a cop?
Sure, why not?
Yes.
Who are you going to mess with?
At that point.
Yeah, I was like, you going to mess with a cop that has a chainsaw hand?
Probably not.
Yeah, exactly. Well, you might for a story, but not anything where he's going to curve you up.
Well, yeah, for sure.
And a Detroit cop on top of that. I mean, come on. Oh, actually, sorry, that's a Kansas City cop. I don't know how they are there. So
I don't know. I've never been arrested by a Kansas City cop.
Oh,
Warrensburg cops are kind of dicks.
yeah, fair enough.
Wow, I'd like to know about this guy's claw hand.
Like what? Like what? You want to know his origin story, or
Kind of, right?
Yeah.
I have no idea.
No.
It's just, since I run the retail store, I had some hooligans steal some shoes from me.
Mm-hmm.
I called the police, made the report, and he just comes up there with a claw hand. I was like, what? I didn't know you guys are allowed to be cops.
Yeah.
Brave as Detective Claw.
Yeah.
Like KLAW, like Inspector Gadget.
Yeah, I was going to say, boy, he's really fallen from evil villain.
Yeah, exactly.
Yikes.
He turned over a new leaf. It's his brother, actually, who became a cop. He became the bad guy.
Face turn. Oh, okay.
It's the Claw story.
God. So, wow, that is interesting. I figured when you said that it would probably be somebody who was riding a desk. I didn't really think it'd be somebody in the field with the claw. So
the uniform, no, he
cool.
Does patrol a whole 9 yards.
Nice.
Granted, getting arrested him would probably suck because he can't tell how hard he's gripping your wrist.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you would. What are you gonna do, right? Maybe he just fish hooks everybody.
Yeah, maybe.
Yikes. He's the kind of cop you need probably at the high schools. Walking around, all the kids kind of make fun of him, but at the same time, it's like if he turned around, they'd be like, "Oh shit!" and hide under the table or something.
Shit. Yeah.
Flattens their bike tires.
Yeah.
Fucking kids.
And everybody knows who did it because it's a bigger hole than it should be.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. This looks like claw-sized hole.
RoboCop.
Yep.
Goddamn Constable Claw.
Man, that'd be great. I think I'm going to write this as a TV show.
All right.
Yeah. This guy's going to be
We're
a
on this
badass.
here.
Well,
that's what they call the cops at the schools, or resource officers.
Oh, okay. I don't know what they actually call them around here. We always just call them rent-a-cops, but
Yes.
because that's what they were for a while. I don't know if they still are, but
Can we make a show called Claw Town, where it's just a town full of people with hook cans?
yes, we
Hook
can.
cans, and every building has a round doorknob.
That's just cruel. Damn.
I would say if you want to hear a terrible story of me being a shitbag teenager dealing with the dude with the claw, I can tell you that.
Wow, you have a story with the guy, huh? Well, that's up to you, because we don't want to.
Okay.
Well,
this is a terrible story because,
right.
I was 17 and, so after I played tennis in high school, after tennis practice, back in the day, friends and I decided we would smoke, quite a bit of marijuana, no longer partake in that because I'm an adult now.
Sure, right.
And, we went to the local grocery gas station. I was getting snacks, put the snacks on the counter, and I went to go hand the cashier my cash, and he had his hands below the counter so you couldn't see him. Next thing I know, he just whips up a claw and snatches the money from my hand. And I laugh so hard to where I can't stop.
Yeah, because you didn't expect claw hand.
No, not at all.
Right.
Not at all.
See,
And
I'm with you on that one. Even if it makes you an asshole, I'd be right there with you. I would have probably been like, what the? Yeah.
And that's what happened. I just started laughing, and I couldn't stop. And then he was like, "Oh, do I smell bad?" I'm like, "No."
You should have went with yes. He gave you an out, man. Yeah. You smell like oil.
I can't get this combos bag open. Can you help me out here for a little point
dude.
thing? Can you start this bag for me?
Right. That's a good.
And the friend I was with, he was the best man. We've been friends forever. And the thing is, that was his neighbor. And we got back in the car, and he was like, my mom's going to hear about this. I'm like, I'm so sorry.
Wait, is this a separate guy with a claw hand?
Yeah, separate guy.
Okay.
Separate guy.
Wait.
I don't live in my hometown anymore.
Oh, okay,
Sorry.
okay, all right. I was like, wasn't half the people have claws now? It's a small area, but a third of them have claws. All right.
That's where retired pirates go.
Yeah. Ex-shop teachers.
Yeah, exactly.
Retired.
No, this was in my hometown. I don't live in my hometown anymore.
Okay. So,
right. Yeah.
Well, that's disappointing, actually. I was really hoping that, we could come and visit and see all the claws.
Now, sir, just...
Man. Wow.
That's
yeah. Well, yeah, like I said, it's got to, catch you completely off guard. Yeah, because you really don't expect that, So, yeah, I get it.
And he didn't do it subtly either. It was like a quick snatch, and I was just like, oh my God. Couldn't.
That was ancient. That was older claw hand technology, too.
Right.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Oh, like haggard ass claws.
Right. Now you probably got a grappling hook or something for the claw. It's pretty awesome.
Something made out of carbon fiber or something.
Right. Yeah. Carbon fiber. Who can afford that, Tony? Come on. Space age materials, maybe.
Claw.
Yeah, you're right. I'm sure they're expensive anyway. I can't imagine that they're cheap because,
But carbon fiber ones or your standard issue hook hand?
Whatever. Either.
I don't know. I've never priced a hook hand. You might find that shocking.
I actually do.
I wonder if they have slightly used ones on eBay.
You know they do.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Someone upgraded.
This one smells like stump.
God, this is terrible.
It goes back to Bobby's world.
Always.
No,
yep.
This thing.
Yeah.
Wow.
Always circles back to Bobby's world.
Right. Well, last time we said it always circles back to balls.
It just depends on the interview.
Okay. So on this one, it circles back to a reference that Phillip doesn't understand or doesn't know.
Yes.
Okay. Whereas our last guest knew balls really well.
All about balls.
Okay. Just checking.
Yeah.
I hope he listens.
Same here.
Oh, man. All right. Well, we should probably wrap up here as we've covered a large variety of things on this episode.
Bobby's World, the Cougar Town, the claw hands.
Yeah. So,
Kissing closets.
So before we get into, where not to pee, right? So we have to, thank you for the Patreon boost and whatever.
No problem.
Hopefully
you guys.
Go ahead. Oh,
what?
I thought I was talking over him. I'm just laying back.
No, I just said, I appreciate you guys' show. I like supporting you guys.
We appreciate it.
Well, thank you, sir.
Mm-hmm.
I like seeing what you're cooking on Snapchat.
Yeah.
Tony, we didn't really talk about that. I feel like you and I cook quite a bit.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
You certainly do. It really sucks for me because I get all these snaps. Tony's always like, look, I'm making all the things you like. And Phillip's like, oh, me too. And I'm like, wow, here's my macaroni and cheese. That's not even homemade.
And we cook in all the cast irons.
Right. And
yes, indeed.
I'm just sitting on the floor sobbing.
Well, I don't know what to tell you, Brian.
I know. I'm bumming.
I mean, I have a little rundown house that raccoons and shit live in. You can camp out in.
At least I'd have some friends. Maybe. True. I mean, that'd be terrible if I moved in there and they just shunned me.
Just tell them you're with me because I'm like King Raccoon.
Oh, right. Let's say I walk in and they're like, "Who's this guy?" Hard pass. So
hard pass. Yeah. Hard pass.
Is there a swipe left option?
Yeah, that's what that's kind of the hard pass concept is.
Yeah.
At least no one's done it in real life. Like no one's walked up to me and.
Right.
Boy, that'd be embarrassing, wouldn't it? Unless it was Indeed. Matt Hardy, then it'd be fine. So
for
delete.
Sure.
Although he does it the wrong way. He does it with his right hand across. And you don't swipe right when it's no.
Brian, he's an old man.
Yeah, I know.
Okay,
I'm just making sure. So did you learn to cook from like parents, or is that something you learned on your own?
Well, it kind of started with my stepdad. He ran the restaurant with my mom, and he was a trained chef.
Oh, cool.
And so granted, I was kind of back in the kitchen and stuff, but just as I got older, I got really into not eating processed shit food.
That seems like a good plan. Yeah,
and
it's the best.
And it really, it really happened when I was like 20, because I did 2 years of living on the on campus.
Mm-hmm.
So I was eating cafeteria food for 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
So like when I moved out, I was like, all right, I can't continue to live this way.
Yeah, I need real food.
Yeah, fair
Exactly.
enough.
And so that's really where I started learning how to cook. And, it's just really taken off from there. And, really at the end of the day, it's not that hard.
Have you brought your kids into the kitchen yet?
Yes and no.
Yeah.
They're only allowed to mask things.
Yeah.
No.
And they're 9
hands.
and 7. They're 9 and 7, so it's kind of hard, because they kind of get in the way.
Yeah.
Right.
And like when you're cooking with cast iron, it's fucking hot all of the time.
True. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And there's been a couple times where I'm not even paying attention. I'm like, yeah, I can move this pan. Fucking just grab it.
Been
I'm
there.
like, oh, nope.
Yep.
Yeah, or not.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because
Or not, yeah.
well, like for a long time, I didn't have cast iron, so I was using just like Teflon coated pans and stuff. And a lot of them, the handles don't get that high, to where you can move them no problem. And the first time I was cooking with a cast iron, I was making steaks, so I had it up pretty high. And next, I reach over and I'm like, son of a.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't done it since. Yeah.
I got my first cast iron pan from my grandma when I first moved into my first apartment, and it was her mom's when she was growing up.
Nice.
So this pan's from about the 20s or 30s.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's been through a lot. And then when Jess and I got married, my grandma bought me a full set.
Oh, even
Nice.
better. Nice. Well,
Yeah.
maybe.
And so I really only used 3.
Mm-hmm.
I use the 2 skillets, and then I have a flat iron one
Mm-hmm.
that has the raised ones for grill marks.
Oh, nice.
Oh, yeah.
That's pretty awesome. I've
Well,
wanted
yeah,
one of those that are cast iron. Yeah.
Those are really nice, but man, they're a bitch to clean.
Yeah, that's what I was just saying.
I have
got one of those grill pans, and I barely use it because it's such a pain in the dick to clean.
Yep, I do too.
Because you have all the grooves and all that. It's just like I use it sometimes, but I don't.
Yeah.
I use pretty much 2 skillets, and my wife's a vegetarian, so one is dedicated to just fish and veggies,
Okay.
and the other one is for all my other meat.
Okay.
Because then I don't want to fuck up her stomach or anything like that.
Okay, fair enough.
Right,
yeah.
right.
That's cool. Yeah, because I've wondered about that because like when you've posted like steak pictures, I've noticed that you don't post like 2 or 3. You post like 1 usually, or so. And I'm just like, oh, you must be. I'm thinking like you're home by yourself basically, so you're just crushing a steak. Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Well, I'm still crushing the steak.
Yeah.
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 But no, she's a vegetarian, so it was really our very first date. I cooked for her, and I was like, all right, I'll make some steaks. I'll do some asparagus and Brussels sprouts and everything on the grill, and I'll do some rice and some rolls. And so I text her. I'm like, all right, I'm going to do this for you. And she's like, oh, I don't eat steak. I'm like, okay, do you just not like steak? She's like, no, I just don't eat meat. I'm like, oh.
Like, oh,
She's
I don't
like,
know if we could date.
She's like, well,
like we can still
like, well,
fuck,
really
but no.
she was like, I really like fish. I was like, all right. And at this point, I had never cooked salmon for myself.
Oh boy, yeah, I've never cooked fish like that either.
Oh, it's actually really easy because it only takes like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
If you cook salmon too long, it just gets dried out and it's bad.
Right.
But I called my stepdad. I was like, look, she doesn't eat meat. How do I cook salmon? And he was like, very quickly and don't overcook it. I was like, thanks.
Not super vague.
Yeah. Like, wow, you should write a
But no.
cookbook.
Salmon, 2 sentences.
Told me this pretty basic, like soy sauce based, like marinade for it.
Oh, cool.
Nothing too crazy. And then just did that. So that pretty much cooked it overnight in the salt and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
And then he's like, just throw it on the grill, skin side up for about 2 minutes, flip it, make sure the skin is crispy, and you'll be good to go.
Nice. Okay.
And at this point, I only gave her food poisoning once for undercooked salmon. So
That's not bad.
it's a win.
Yeah.
No,
What was it that time, or was it a different time?
it was honestly, it was like probably 2 months ago.
Oh, okay.
She came home and the kids are technically my stepkids. They go to their dad's a day and a half during the week. And she came home on a Saturday that I had off. I'm like, she's at work. I'm just going to day drink. It'll be fine.
Mhm.
She comes home at like 5 o'clock and like, I'm drunk. And she was like, I need you to cook me the salmon. I'm like, all right, deal.
Sure.
I got this, babe.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah. I got
like,
you.
got it. And like she cuts into it and she eats maybe like 3 or 4 bites. She's like, this isn't done. And I look at it, I'm like, yeah, that is not done. So wrap it in some tin foil, put it in the oven. I can't cook anymore.
There you go.
Yeah.
But
you know, there's something I did forget. I know we're probably going way long than we normally do, but there's something I got to ask too. Is you guys did the hot wings challenge?
oh god, yeah.
Yeah.
How'd that treat you? Because I watched some of it on Facebook Live. I tuned in about halfway in, I think it was.
Yeah. Well, I ended up blackout drunk after that
Awesome.
because I was pounding. What I was drinking was a 10% double IPAs.
Oof, right?
I
Wow.
had about 4 of those in a matter of 30 minutes.
You know, it's amazing that you took that risk given that you were putting something that could inflame and or upset one's tummy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And really, I was doing okay 1 through 7, but it was 8, 9, and 10 that completely wrecked me because number 10 was the what is that? What is that pepper called? It's like the hottest pepper in the world.
It's not the ghost anymore. Is it the scorpion?
No, it's above that.
Above that, I don't know. It's just called Satan's asshole pepper.
That works.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Essentially, that's what I'm pretty sure my butthole was on fire for the next like 6 days.
Wow.
Like, nothing was solid anymore, and it was just awful.
Reality changed.
Yeah. No, it was a type of pepper. Like when you bite into it, like you just turn pale and you regret everything you've ever done, and you get sweats, and it's just not good after that.
Wow.
There's some oddly fun about doing those hot wings things though.
No, it is. It was fun. Like we enjoyed it. Like the friends we did it with, a couple here. Wife has been friends with them forever, and him and I, we get along really well. And he was like, "This would be really fun. We do like the hot ones, whatever." I'm like, "All right, yeah, I can do this." Cannot. And he was acting like every single wing was like nothing. It was just like, it's not that bad. Like, no, it was awful.
Wow. Like even the final ones, he was that way.
Yeah.
Jeez, I'm crow. Wow.
Yeah. No, everything he eats is spicy. So.
Oh, yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I usually do hot wings and that's fine, but that was a whole nother level.
Yeah.
Yeah. The ramping up is fine, and I think it was about like 7.
I think that's what you said.
Sauce when we did it, and it was just like, holy shit, what am I doing?
Mm.
Yeah.
But at that point, it's just like, well, let's just finish it,
Yeah, and that's the point that I got to. But
I made it this far. Let's get to the end.
Yeah.
Yeah. I heard stories of my time travel after I ate.
Yeah, like the wings open up a portal through time.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they're like, and it was like, yeah, you broke a martini glass. I'm like, I don't remember that. They're like, yeah, and you took shots of Jameson. I'm like, I don't remember that. I'm like, well,
That seems like a good move.
Yeah, kill the heat.
Yeah.
By shutting down the brain.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I apparently wife, because we only live about a block away from each other. She walked me home at 8:00 that night.
Nice.
So
there you go.
At least you were able to walk. I mean,
so it was a real shit show.
Yeah. At least you didn't have to wheelbarrow you home or something.
I kind of want to do another one of those.
Yeah.
You should. I can't remember the name of that chili. It's really making me mad.
I'll sit in and do commentary, but there's no way in hell I'm eating
Well,
those wings.
I know our buddy Big Dev wants to do it again.
Yeah.
Because Matthew, the guy who organized it the first time, he's kind of out of the podcast game, it seems like.
Mm-hmm.
So I think Dev's supposed to be taking it over for our charity event.
It's a good call.
But, Dev's whole thing was like, well, we'll just start with these retarded hot sauces and we'll dive in head first there. And it's like, I kind of like the ramp up myself. I don't know if I want to jump right into the fire pit.
Right. Or you just get a wheel with the different sauces on it, and you spin it, and whatever it lands on.
Dangerous.
Well, once you've had it, you can't have it again, kind of a thing. So you get around the wheel, but just for funsies.
Yeah, it could be something.
As I'm saying this, because I'm not going to take part in it.
It's the Carolina Reaper.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Because we had those Reaper chips when we did ours. Because I still have the video of Logan eating a Reaper chip, and he got caught up in his brace appliances. Oh, I think we lost Phillip or something.
Oh, I'm here.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
My video just went away while I Googled something on my phone.
Oh, right.
Oh, technology.
I forgot about that.
Yeah. But, no, the Carolina Reaper.
Yeah,
Stupid.
that's right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Hot food.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we should probably, I'm dreaming about hot wings.
At least it's not breakfast.
They're my favorite. Smoked hot wings are probably my favorite.
Yes. That's become my new favorite way of making them.
Yeah, it's so easy.
It's easy, and they're delicious.
What kind of wood do you smoke with?
I have a pellet grill. So, I don't have a legit smoker, although I've been called a bitch by some people. But I really enjoy my pellet grill.
Yeah. Whatever.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have a smoker built from a filing cabinet.
Oh, nice. I've seen those. Those are cool.
Yeah.
Huh.
I am fresh out of anything because we're supposed to have we're just talking about minutia. We're supposed to have a party for my daughter. And so I got all this top round because we're going to make fajitas, and I marinated it with like lime and chipotle and all that, And then we had an ice storm, so her party got canceled. I'm like, fuck, what am I going to do with all this meat? I'm like, you know what? I threw it in the freezer. I'm like, I'll just make beef jerky out of it when it gets a little nicer out.
Fair enough, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I got a bag full of jerky ready to go.
Nice.
But, I'm all out of pellets, or else I already would have made my shit.
I'm surprised you didn't just eat the meat after it was done marinating, just right out of the bag.
Dude, it smelled delicious.
I bet, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a little blue, but that's okay.
That's all right.
Yikes. Wow. All right. Well, like you said, we should probably wrap up here. So, do you want to give people the plugs to your podcast and what have you there, Phillip?
Yeah. We're at MLBeers podcast. You can find us on iTunes, SoundCloud, Stitcher. Oh, fuck. So many others that I can't remember the name of right now, but we're out there.
Right.
And then, like, so long goddamn list. We're on the Tangible Network with you guys as well.
Mm-hmm.
So, but if you want to talk to me personally, I'm over at Philco816 on Twitter.
Beautiful.
Yep.
And, all the best wishes and whatnot for your beer endeavors here, your future career.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Definitely.
I'm very, very jealous up here in Michigan.
Yeah. I'm not going to lie.
That's awesome.
I am too. Yeah. If something like that was
sure.
here,
That's
I would probably apply for something like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Run social media, drink beers. I can handle that.
I guess.
Yeah, it seems like a good gig.
Yeah. Oh, my arm hurts from the twisting. Not at all.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Fuck. So, once again, thank Jess for the wonderful movie selection for us.
I will. I'll let her know.
Hopefully someday we can pay her back in some form.
Yeah.
Probably not. Probably not.
She doesn't like Pulp Fiction, so just make her watch that.
Interesting. Interesting.
Does she like Dolomite 2, The Human Tornado?
That's a great movie.
For us, it is. Brian.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, for us, it is. Yeah. Oh boy. So okay. And when do new episodes of your podcast go up? I forgot.
Well, we already have our newest one up.
Okay.
So we typically record Wednesdays, and they're up Wednesday afternoon.
Oh, okay. Fancy. Same day
There you
delivery. Yeah. All right. So I guess there's that. Thanks for hanging out with us for a while. This has been fun. This is the first time, even though we've talked on Twitter a bunch of times, this is the first time we've got to talk this way, I think.
It is.
Okay.
Unless we did when BT 140 was doing their after show stuff.
That's what I was trying to think of, but I don't remember. So might have, but that would have been forever ago. So whatever. Mm-hmm. This counts as first time.
Good salty language.
Right. I'm giving Dell zero credit for things. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, zero. He gets
I'm kidding. I love Dell. He's a great guy.
Former enthusiast guest.
He is. Mm-hmm. Yep. So, and responsible for a couple of the guests we've had for how I met them.
There you go.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, like I said, thanks for hanging out with us and stuff. We'll have to do this again down the road. So.
Yeah,
definitely.
If the brewery lets me do it, I plan on doing a little live podcast kind of thing at the brewery. If they let me do it, so
they should. That's a cool idea. That's a good idea. Yeah.
And
it won't cost much to do it all. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
No, and I already have my mic and everything I need. So.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a good idea.
Good call, sir. All right. Well, yeah. If you get that going, let us know, and we'll plug the hell out of it for you, or have you back on, or whatever. So.
We'll do it. We'll get something going.
Cool.
Beauty.
Yep. Alrighty. Oh, shit.
I'm very... It's like...
All right, take it away, Annalise.
Enthusiast this.